Hey guys, welcome back. And before we get started with this video, I just want to say a few things. First thing is, this Corvette was obviously not my vehicle. It wasn't a press vehicle. It was someone, a family member who actually just received delivery. And I was able to get the opportunity to review it. So out of respect to the owner, I did not do launch control. And since it just past the 500-mile braking period, I was still being gentle with the car. So the 0 to 60 times aren't going to be there with the magazine figures. Like I said, I didn't want to launch a car. I didn't want to push the car since it was still practically new. But I'm working my way up towards getting press vehicles. So hopefully maybe one day I'll be able to get those cars and be able to actually fully exploit them. Meanwhile, enjoy the intro from my 10-year-old son, who's also in the cars like me. This is what my reaction was when I first saw it. This is the 2020 8th generation Corvette. And when I first looked at it, I was thinking, I just didn't know what to say. I know it's a Corvette. I know I've seen some pictures of it. But when you see it in person, there's so many cars that just comes to mind when I look at it. I mean, there's Ferrari, Acura NSX, just here. And, with these side gills for the air intakes on the engine, since the engine is mid-mounted, it just throws me off. I know it's a Corvette. I know it's a Corvette. It just doesn't seem like your traditional Corvette. But here we have it. I was able to get my hands on one of these. This is the 2020. This is the ELKHART Lake Metallic, the blue, and then there's the interior is called Natural. It almost looks like a little peanut butter interior, but the official color is Natural interior. This is the Z51 package, and the option trim is the 2LT. Alright, see it just throws me off, but and this is kind of how I felt when I first saw the C6. When I first saw the C6, when they deleted the headlights, it was like, I wish they kept it fixed. I'm not saying they wish they kept anything, it just throws me off. And if you think about it, the C7 was supposed to be a mid-engine car. It was designed to be a mid-engine car, and they didn't do it. That's what they still called the Stingray and everything else, and they decided to just put a front engine in it, and now this car has a mid-engine. Now, before I do this review, I was thinking, alright, I'm gonna get me some jean shorts. I'm gonna get some New Balance sneakers, have my socks up, and just have like a regular shirt and everything, like play the part. But to be honest with you, it's been so overdone. People have done it before in reviews. It's gonna be funny, most people get it. But also, I thought, why don't I just wear my regular clothes? I said, most likely, the generation they're trying to pull in the younger generation anyway. So, going to this car, it looks amazing. The pictures at first, I didn't like it at first, but now after seeing it, I like it. I like how it looks. I like dimensions, and it's just amazing. Standard, you're gonna get the LED headlights. You're gonna get the daytime running lights here, and we'll just go over. This is the 2LT package with a Z51. So you can option to get the Z51 on here. Thing is, with the Z51, you have you know, you can get the 1LT, 2LT, and 3LT, which is, you know, as you go up in the trims, you get more options. This one, you get the front camera system. You have the limited slip differential in the rear. The better, I think the acceleration time is supposed to be a little bit better too. Now they say 0 to 60 is 2.9. I have draggy. I'm gonna try that. I doubt I'm gonna get that. But also too, it's not my car. I can't drive it like I would my car. That makes sense. And you know, I know this car will start to come out. People start to review it, and I didn't want to watch anyone else's review. I didn't want to get swayed either way about the perspective of what people think about this car. I wanted to just wait, do my own review, do my own thoughts, and then afterwards I'll watch and see if anybody else kind of has the same opinion. As far as the driving aspect, we're gonna go over it, we're gonna drive it, we're gonna see. But it's just it's a different car. That Chevrolet has really stepped up their interior. I mean, I'm serious. It is amazing. The way they've designed the cockpit. They have the controls coming down the side, like you have all your AC and controls coming down. It feels like you're in a cockpit. They designed the heads-up display, and actually the heads-up display, I can see it even with polarized sunglasses. I can't say that about BMW. When I put polarized sunglasses on, they just automatically disappear. But I can actually read the heads-up display. It just feels a little bit of McLaren too, a little bit, how they have their screens and how they have different track modes. So we'll see. We'll walk around, go over this car spec. We'll get started in here. Obviously in the front, you're gonna have your 19-inch. These are 245, 35, 19s in the front, and then you're gonna have 305, 30, 20s in the back. So it's gonna be, and then also they're on a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, which I don't think this is a run flat tire. You know, Corvettes always came with run flats, so that's why I'm looking at it, because I'm thinking, hold on a second, this is a Sport 4S. I don't think they make these run flats. I don't think this is a run flat. I think it is. Okay, let's make sure they didn't make a different version. But you know, obviously the 4S's, you know about them. I run them on my cars. They grip really well. They have a nice soft ride. I can see why they put this tire on a Corvette. So one way to spot the Z51 obviously is the rear spoiler. The front chin spoiler is 2. You have that with the Z51, and I mean, if you look here, you get this little piece. Now GM says that adds about 400 pounds of downforce at high speeds. So that will explain why the top speed is a little bit lower. They said the top speed on the stock Corvette on the C8 is 194, and then 184 with the Z51 because of the increased downforce. I doubt anyone out there will be trying to do any top speed runs, unless if you're someone who is going to build the car up, maybe possibly do some half-mile, 1-mile races down the runway. Then maybe you should skip the Z51 because it may slow you down a little bit. But interesting, they have 2 calipers here. I only see these really on exotic cars, is, you know, separate brake caliper for the parking brake. Premium fuel required. I didn't think it would take anything differently. And this is what I'm talking about, is the materials in here. You see, like, and this isn't faux stitching, this is real stitched leather. It feels nice, it's soft, it just looks nice. You have obviously your hatch and your front opener here. It's got the natural leather coming across with aluminum trim. It gives it a really elegant piece, especially with this Bose speaker grill. You got two-way memory seats coming across the dashboard. We'll go at here in a second. I just want to show you guys these seats. These seats really hold you in. They have a lot of bolstering in here. And of course you got this one is spec'd with the removable glass top. So I'm sure that there's a way you can put that in the back. It's similar to the C7s. Electronic parking brake, has a display, power tilt telescopic steering wheel, automatic headlights. Dual cup holder, and everything's all push button as far as the controls. Automatic headlight, I'm not sure if it's automatic high beam or not. Electronic parking brake, adjust your display. Flat bottom steering wheel, also at the top as well, and you have your center line marker. Interior is just very nice. You guys can look at this. Good job. Aluminum pedals, power tilt telescopic steering wheel, blind spot monitor, this is the 6.2 liter. This is an LT2 and it pumps out 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. All right, and if you don't get the Z51, because I know I quoted the horsepower from the Z51. If you don't get the Z51, then you're at 490 horsepower and 462 or something like that is what I think what the powertrain is. No matter what you get, you're still going to get it's all powered through the 8-speed dual clutch gearbox. So I think it's the first time Chevrolet has done that. I think they've always done either off of the automatic or a 6-speed manual. I always felt like 6-speed manual was the way to go, in my personal opinion. But they are now doing, I think the only transmission offered is the dual clutch, which is, I mean, it's not terrible. Dual clutch is basically an automated manual. You're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the power delivery of a manual. However, everything, all the clutch is automatically activated. Just using the paddle shifters and then have those car shifts, it's so rapid that as far as acceleration, you're not losing anything. If you just want that engagement, that's probably the only time you'll probably wish you had that manual. Storage back here, see, is limited. You have just, I just put my GoPro bag in here, maybe a golf bag, but also too, you see these latches is to store the removable top. Now here's the front. I don't know how much room it is. This reminds me a lot of the R8 as far as the cargo room. Microfiber cloths, I mean, that's what you can stick in here, maybe a little gym bag. Obviously washer fluid is here. You got your brake fluid. They still keep that up front for, obviously for obvious reasons. And that's it for the front. That's it, front, because it's the front trunk. I think that word, I don't know where that came from, but that's what we call it. That's what people are calling it now. Close the hatch, it's soft close. Also, I think there's an option to get the lights inside of the engine bay. I'm not sure, I think that's an option. You have a little place to close the trunk, just like I reviewed on the C7. So you just give it a nice little, and it closes. So in here, you'll see you have, this is in the regular mode. I can go over to the sport mode. The exhaust tone changes. I apologize for the glare. You have the 0 to 60 performance timer, G-force, oil temp. Then you go to track. Also look here when you're in, if you guys can see the head-up display. So when I go to the normal mode, you get the normal, it has a display, just your speed. It does speed limit recognition, it does recognize the speed limits. Changes the gear position and speed. But going over to sport changes the whole layout. Tach, you have a real tach, you see the G meters. Then if you go to track mode, and this is why I say it kind of gives me that. Let's see, everything's there. And speed and gear position is priority in the display. Coming across here, you have large, great feeling paddle shifters. They do feel great. Easy to negotiate. Shifts are crisp. Here's your gear selector. Press to go to P, lift up to go to reverse. Obviously, my camera's right there, so that's where that's coming from. The sensor's detecting that. And you do have guidance markers. And see here, they got a little symbol in the car to tell me to brake. Shows the car brake lights. Neutral, press to go neutral. Lift up to go to drive. And then press M to go to manual. So you see how you activate these cameras. You have a camera here for your front lip to see if you're going to hit a parking block or not. And you have a couple of cameras that show different angles. Make sure that, you know, looking at the front driveway. This is just a little different. You get a wide angle view, your top down view. You want the guidance lines or not, if you want to see exactly where your tire is going to go, where is it going to land, you can see that too. You can do a zoomed view if you like, if you want to see a zoomed in view, or just like have it just the main screen on the front camera. I think it's really helpful, especially a car as low as this is. You can do that, activate the front camera. Back to your home screen. Traction control. Obviously, press 1 to turn traction control off. Press and hold it. Will then turn off all systems. Let's see. There you go. ESC off. So now traction control and electronic stability control is off. Coming down here is what I'm talking about. Climate control, driver systems are here. This is your main climate. Your passenger settings are down here. I'm surprised they put passenger here. It's just the way how things are. You know, on the C7, your passenger temperature was right there on the side vent. I feel like that would have still been a good place for it because someone's got to turn to reach over here to activate it. I don't know. I haven't set on this side to know if that's usable or not. The glove box is damp. That's it. So you have your door openers down here. Press, obviously opens the door lock. Both windows are automatically down and up. This is a 14 speaker Bose system. I'll have to research to know what the actual wattage is. I'm not going to try to guess it. I'm going to just put it down at the bottom of your screen here. There's your buttons. Now, say for example this malfunctions. I know one guy died in a Corvette before. If this malfunctions and you need a way to get in there, then you will lift this up. This is your emergency door opener if the battery dies. Moving up top, home link controls. Up here, you have light. Obviously, these are latches to remove the top. This dual vanity. Hazard switch. So when you win these races, you just hit that, activate your hazards. This is your motion detection. If you have the top off, for example, you can turn off the motion detection, you know, to prevent. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it is. I haven't looked it up, but I'm thinking you turn this, press that, turns off the motion sensor. And I don't know if that's for animals or what, but I'm assuming with the interior alarm. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to quote it. I have to look it up. I'll just put it here in the description. Here to review mirror. Now, I did a Camaro review, Camaro SS, and I believe I talked about this, you know, having a Hoehm link, and someone told me, no, this isn't Hoehm link, this is for the camera system. So I made a mistake. You have your traditional review mirror, and you can see what you can look back here. It is difficult to look and see like exactly what's behind you, because you have the engine bay, you have the small little hatch, so you have a camera mounted on top of the car. You flip that up, and now you have a camera, and you have a screen that actually shows what's behind you. So these buttons changes your brightness, and you can raise the camera up or down depending on what you like to see. So that's what that's for. And then to come out of it, if you just want to go back to the traditional one, you flip back and you have just a traditional mirror. I find with this Corvette blind spot though, when you're driving and you can't see, I try position and you can't tell, it's easier just to have it flipped into the camera position. See exactly what's behind you. Heated ventilated seats, that comes with the LT2 package. Obviously the 14 speaker stereo system, I mentioned that. And there's, let me put this thing in park again. You have a wireless phone charger back here. So all you do is put your phone, drop it right in there, and that's it. It'll charge it for you. Carbon fiber trim on the seats. Seats have a hard back plastic on them. Lots of carbon fiber. You have the carbon fiber trim in the engine bay. And LED reading lights. Going to our menu, this is the touch screen. You got your nav. You have a couple of other things too. You have, like I say, Apple CarPlay and your auto, your settings. You have Wi-Fi hotspot in here. Different apps. Choose Z mode. Z mode is your personal mode. You can set this, you press this button, and it'll tell you, you can say, all right, engine sound, track, or sport or tour. Obviously, it's going to be a different sound between each mode. Tour, the car is going to be quiet. Sport is going to be kind of like a middle of the road, like loud, and then track is going to be really loud. I imagine it's probably just only used for track. I drove the, I think that's what it's used for. Steering feel is, obviously you got the different modes for that. Let's see, powertrain, you can choose track. Everything's all default to track or weather, it all depends. Z mode is just your personal modes. Cross-check alert. Teen driver, valley mode, those are your useful ones. Obvious reasons I'll need self-explanatory. Let's see. Climate screen. You can choose basically where you want it. And wipers. These are just your standard intermittent wipers. I doubt most people aren't driving these cars in the rain. You get like a 5% people who are driving in the rain, and you got the other part of people who drive Corvettes and they don't want to see one single raindrop, because that rain, when rain goes in these cars, it depreciates the value, I'm assuming. So you have weather, you have your personal mode, tour, sport, and then track. So driving this car, it's weird to hinge it in from the back. It's like I'm hearing it from the back. It's just different feel because it sounds like a V8. It sounds like it should be up here, not back there. Gives me a weird feeling because it's like, wait a minute, this car should not be driving like this. I'm on the street. I cannot, like, you know, drive like I would on the everything else. But what I've realized is when I turn this car, when I take it in the curve, I'm kind of expecting, like, it gives me a different feel. I'm expecting a little bit more understeer, and it doesn't. It just bites. And this thing is I think it'd be really good on track. It gives me a good sense of confidence. Let's see here. Let's do an acceleration test if I can find a spot. Gonna go. No launch. No launch. 0 to 60 in 3.9. Wow, that's amazing. No launch at all, just straight up mashing the gas to the floor. Shifts so smooth. I mean, you don't feel any shifts at all. It's just, I hear the engine changing sound, but I don't hear it. I don't feel the surge. It just get over your lane. I just feel that the thing changing, like, you know, the sound. Turns at 25 mile an hour back there. There was no tire squeal. I don't think I can actually hit these limits and feel safe to do it on the street. Because I feel like this car pulls so many G-forces. I just think that when I'm in these curves, I'm thinking that the weight of the front engine is going to drag the car out towards the outside, and it doesn't happen that way. I actually turn it more, and it just goes where I direct it. I'm truly amazed.